What's going on, everybody? This is Kev the Barber with another classic. Today I won't stay too long on this intro. It's gonna be like 30 seconds. I just want to let you guys know that I tell people to send RMF when they send the pictures, because I don't want anybody getting onto RMF that didn't really want to. Then there could be trouble and little things like that. Just to avoid everything, all possible problems, I say send RMF. Hopefully whatever I'm doing today helps everybody who's in it. I'm going to number these today. People have been asking for that, so let's get to these videos. I don't know what this is, but you don't need these. It's about the cut. These look a little tacky. That's just what I gotta say about it. The lineup isn't crisp at all. You can see these hairs sticking out. You gotta make sure you hit those. And I don't know what you did. You may have just came up on them and left it, but I can tell this person needs a little more technique, a little more, little things that they need to work on just to make sure that their cuts are more pristine and better than this. Next, this fade is pristine, bro. I don't know who this is, but this is OD. You see that joint? Only thing is this line right here, but overall, like, this person, this is a barber. It's either a barber, you're a barber. Like, I don't know, bro. This is not no beginner sending me this stuff. This looks like a halfway zero guard or no guard or something, because this is, I don't know, this is nice. This is clean. Everything's clean. Like, this is what I talk about, like, no lines, good transitioning. Like, you don't know where this really starts. Does it start here? Does it start down here? Like, you can't be too sure. That's another thing. People don't pay attention to, like, the beard. They focus up here, and the beard just, as long as it looks better than it did, it's alright. But this is just as sharp as up here. So good job, whoever this is. Number 3. This fade is okay. This is what I did to my head. This is how I messed up my hair. I tried to do that. Now I gotta grow up the front and the side. So you can tell I don't like undercuts for curly hair. I don't like the way this cut looks, but since this is the style they wanted, I'm gonna look at the fade. You can see like a line here and a line here. Whatever you did this with, you can use a corner of the blade and take that out, and whatever you did this with, you can use a corner of the blade and take that out. This lineup is sharp here. I'm not gonna grade like the frillies over here because it looks like they just wanted to leave the top. Or I mean, this is a kid, so I doubt he made the decision. Seems like his dad or somebody is doing his hair, but this is okay. But this line, and this line right here, it seems you have trouble fading from the bald to the no guard, and this is from the no guard to this seems to be a 1 area or a bit lower than that. But anyway, that's just make sure you're using the feathering techniques, and that needs to be a video I put out. I'm bugging, bro. I be talking about that all the time and never put out a video. I need to do that. Yeah, let's get a little closer to this. Let's see. So you can already look and see that these two are not equal. This fade is not the same as this fade because it's darker right here than it is right here. This is more transitional than this one is, but there's still lines on both of them. Let me show it to you guys. There's one line right here, and it definitely is a clean line that you can definitely see, and then you can see the next one up here. And you can see this very harsh line right here, and a faint kind of line, and it gets harsher as you go to the back because the back is harder. But this line right here looks fine. This line looks fine, and this line looks like it's curved. It needs to be cleaned up a bit. You don't seem like this kind of looks like you used the blade here, and it doesn't look like you used a blade here. You probably did all around, but it just doesn't look like it. I feel this needs to be cleaned up a bit more. And like I said, a lot of people want to keep the top dark. You want to make sure that you make it transitional up to the top. If you want to keep it low, there are techniques you need to use, and the corner of the blade is your friend when it comes to trying to keep fades low. Make sure you know how to use that corner of the blade. It's used more often than you think. But yeah, this is an alright cut. It needs just a little more technique in it, a little more fine tuning, and it'll be perfect. I have a problem with how far this thing is. Like, what do you want us to look at? When you look at a picture, the picture does speak to you. It really does. People thinking of abstract things really don't mean what they want. But if you take a picture like this, what do you want me to look at? Like, this is literally like 10% of the picture. If you want it to be the fade, make sure it's a good amount of the picture. So there's no car. I can see this is a car with rims. This definitely distracts. Why is it right here? All this gunk here. You're gonna have, if you have a lot of people commenting, you want to make sure people only comment on what you want them to comment on, or they look at whatever you want them to look at. See, now this fade is alright. I don't know what happened here. Like this is, like I was saying with the dynamic range, I feel like this needs to be cut lower, like a little shorter, so that you can see the fade better. And this is, you can see a line here, especially since you can't really see the cut here because it's such a small part of the frame. You get in closer, it doesn't look as good either. He had mad hair though. That's crazy. This man had a lot of hair. What? That's wild. But yeah, the lineup is crisp. I feel like the fade needs a little more fading. This needs to be lower, and these two lines need to go. But overall, it's an alright cut. One trick I know that really cleans it up. One technique is you taking a no guard and doing a freehand over the hair. Makes it look a lot more slick and a lot more clean. Makes it look extremely professional, like you went to barber school, because that's what professional is. But all right, next one. This fade is great. This fade is great. You can see a line here, but it's crazy. It's crazy because the back is the hardest thing to fade. It's the harshest hair. Very difficult to get lines out, but you did that perfectly. The problem you had was on the side, which is where the faintest hair is. So I'm thinking, I don't know if you use a comb or not, but a clipper over comb would have taken this out perfectly. It would have been great. When I get in confused areas, like when it comes to cutting hair, like, and like, oh dang, like this line's not coming out, and I have it's like a good amount of hair, like above a 2 or something, I just take out the comb and you know, flirt with it a bit, then it's gone. You know, do your thing. I want to say if he combed this down, it would be lined. There would be a line. So you want to make sure you comb this and see what happens. I don't know if you did it or not. That's just a little trick that I use just in case I see a line, because I wanna make it look as he would style it, or what happens after he gets a shower. That's why you comb and stuff. Like, you want to make sure that the haircut looks how it's gonna look when he gets to the shower. This is a smooth one. This is smooth. Like I said, with the harsh hair, it can make a haircut look worse than it actually is. Like if you look here, you don't know if he really faded this well, or if the light lightened up the hair for him, or if it's just there's really a line here. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. I'd want to see this one in real life, but I like this line. This line is good. Like how it gets from dark to faint. It's really hard for me to see this part, but if you did it or not, I'm not sure. I'm sorry if you did, but you know, use freehand and straighten this out. It really doesn't seem like it is, but yeah, straighten that out and you'll be fine. This fade is pretty dope. And dust off the hair too. I really try and do that myself, but you gotta dust off that hair to make it look really good. Plain backgrounds are also, I always talk about those. I'm gonna try and stop because I know everybody who's continually watching these things are getting annoyed from that, but you know, the background really makes the haircut look better. You got to make the whole picture look good. You're presenting this. You can't forget that it's coming on my channel. Not only is it coming on my channel, but you're branding yourself, and you have pictures on your Instagram that people need to see. So you want to make sure that it looks good for everybody who's watching. This is smooth. This is an undercut with a twist, like a high top with a mohawk, kinda with a burst fade. See, now this is the combination I was saying in the other video. This is an undercut, a burst faded undercut. Top, undercut top. It's like there's a lot going on here. And if you wanted all of this, if you knew all the names to it, you can just tell your barber. So yeah, the fade is a little blotchy here. It's just a bit blotchy, but the direction, I love the direction. I love that, you know, you seem to have a good technique going here, but after you finish the technique, you want to go over with the no guard, feather, corner. I know the zero guard is a nice like universal thing that I use a lot on a lot of areas, and then if I get up like to this line right here, I'd probably want to use the highest guard that I used with this, and then kind of just feather that out, and you'd be good money. This line is straight. I can tell this dude's a barber as well. Rubs the barber. I mean, he just said it, but yeah, this dude's definitely a barber. This is really clean. He dusted them off and everything. I really like the way he did it. And the background is blurred out too. You can see there's something over here, but you know, it's blurred out, so you know we're looking at this. This is a good picture too. See, when it comes to fades, this is the first thing I see. When it comes to fades, right? If you have hair down here, it either needs to be sharp or bald. That's it. There's no in between. Like, unless that's the like, I know there's a style that does that, but it's like a shadowish fade that really gradually goes up, and this is not that. You really need this to be sharp. The line needs to be sharp. You didn't really line this up. So you either line that up or take out some balding clippers or take out a shaver and just smoothen that out. I don't know if you wanted this lined up or not. It looks like you might have tried. You want to clean that up too. I see that he used clipper over comb. And this is a thing too, like you want to step back at your own fade after you're done cutting and critique it yourself. So you step back, what do you see? You know, what problem do you see? I'm not going to tell you guys yet. Just tell me what problem, pause the video, and then type what problem do you see for this particular haircut. Look at the line. It looks like this. You know, there's a drop fade that curves. This is not that because it goes here, goes up like this, and then comes that's an awkward thing. It doesn't go with the shape of his head. This is the shape of his head. The shape is like that, and this is just going against the shape of his head. And it really sticks out like a sore thumb. So you want to make sure that you definitely pay attention to how the shape of his head looks. And oh, he has a what's it called? A super liner. You can tell by the charger. But yeah, this is dope. This is dope. Other than that, yeah, I like the way you styled the top is good too. But yeah, just worry about those things and you'll be on your way, brothers. This fade is okay too. You took too much time fading whatever this was. This seems to be like a no guard to a zero guard. This is too much time. You want to make it like either bring this up some or bring this down some. And there's a line here as well. But like gradual fade, you want to think gradually, not only that there's no lines, but it changes gradually and very consistently. And this isn't consistent because it goes, this is a long journey, then it abruptly stops. So like I said, step back and critique your own cut. Say, hey, what would Rate My Fade say about this? Or what would any barber that you watch say about this? And critique yourself as if you are those barbers and if you're gonna post every single pic on Instagram. Yeah, and this line needs to be sharper. This is sticking out to you. This line up here is sharp though. Whoever this is seems to be a barber as well. But you know, it's just the little things. You want to look at the big picture after you're done with small things. It seems like you just really wanted to fade this out. Yeah, but make sure you look at it entirely as well. That's why I do different sections. So you can look at it entirely, then nitpick, then fade out each little section. Slim cuts. Let's see. Interesting. It's interesting how people leave their beards like that. But anyway, this fade is okay. There needs to be like, I can see like a little line here. You need to touch this up some. I don't know what's happening here. There needs to be a definitive conclusion here. Either his hair is combing here, like make the hair do what you want to do, because it doesn't know what it's doing right here. There's a line right here, you want to fade that up. But overall, when I look at the big picture, it's like a nice, let's see how you say this, like a nice idea, you know what I'm saying? Like you can see the potential in this very well, and it's just needs the corner of the blade here. I think there's just little stuff, and right here it's just not really consistent, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like a dark spot here, dark spot here. You want to make the hair do what you want it to do. Be a little more commanding of the hair here. This fade is smooth. This fade is smooth. And I want you guys to pay attention to this. Look at this side. See how it grows backwards here. You know, then it grows this way. Like it grows down. And then over here, it grows down this way. But it's like diagonal. And then you go on the other side, it's like sideways. It curves this way. And it's extremely tricky. You know, this is the perfect time when corner of the blade is used. I'm sorry, I didn't really rate your fade yet. But I just want everybody to look at the haircut, how sometimes you're gonna come across people who don't perfectly have their hairs coming straight down. They sometimes go sideways in the front and straight down on the side. You wanna make sure that you know how to use these different techniques so you can fade any which direction. This fade over here is really nice. The back gets a little harsh, like you can kind of see it needs a bit more fading because it's completely black here. Yet again, I don't know if that's a lack of light or not, but that's what I see here. It looks a bit weighted here and it looks good faded here. So you want to make sure that both sides are consistent. And I know this was tough, so it's a good job what you did with this cut. And before and afters, those are always nice. Those are always nice. You can see the direction of the fade here. You definitely see the direction. This is a pretty basic, pretty standard direction. I know some people don't like the fading down. Like I said, I really like when people fade this part. Overall, this fade is okay. I think one thing that would have worked great for this cut though is if you came, it seems like you did this whole haircut against the grain. You can tell by how rough it looks. You want to finish it with whatever this is. This looks like a 3 or a 2.5. Just go over it with a 3 or 2.5, or if you're confident enough, you can freehand. And it looks a bit blotchy here. Like you can see a white spot here, white spot like right here. You want to try and take out and it's like the only reason it looks like a white spot is because either you didn't brush it, or this is like a weight line. So you want to make sure you brush the hair after, you see what you're looking at, and attack those spots. Don't create new spots. Just you know, fade it out. Jordan Barber. This guy's a barber too. He definitely told me that. I don't remember the little messages you guys send me, so sorry. I definitely take a note of it, but it's hard for me to say it in here because then I have to go check, and it's just a lot. But this is dope. Like what I said on the other one, this guy did it. The hair, you can see how this hair is really sharp, right? It's really sharp right here. And the reason why it's sharp is because all the hairs are down. All the hairs are down like this. None of them are curving. So if you continue to comb it down and trim it, like it's gonna be straight. You can see it kind of dips out a bit over here, but anyways, it's straight. Over here is curly. I don't know if that's what he wanted because it looks like a frohawk this guy got. The fade is good. I have no problems with this fade. It looks dope. This is a good cut. I feel like this line just needs to be sharp right here. That's it. Use a blade, use a sharper edger or something. But other than that, bro, good job, man. Robert Haldane. This dude definitely said he was a barber. I do remember that. I really want a better picture than this. This is the thing. We come into an age where barbering is not just haircuts. Barbering is, you do everything for you. You do marketing. You do the presentation, also marketing. All these, you're your own accountant. You're your own health specialist. You're everything to you. So you want to make sure you learn all about it. There's a harsh shadow here. You only can really see this well, but you haven't given us the big picture. Obviously this is a detailed shot, but I just, you know, you can see there's hair longer here. I don't know if this is an undercut or not, but his fade is okay. I just feel it needs to be a better picture as well, but I'm not gonna, you know, hold you for that because we're not, or everybody here isn't a photographer, but I do challenge everybody to become one. There's a line here though. That's it. You can definitely tell this is a detailed shot. He probably didn't want to shape up because there's no shape up done here. But this fade is okay. Like this part is good, and above this part is good, but this just needs to be cleaned up. That's about it. Just make sure you focus on that detail. This fade is extremely dope. Extremely dope, except for the back. And like I was saying, and this line here, but like I was saying, it's really easy. Well, not easy, but it's easiest to fade this area than it is to fade this area. I see barbers on Instagram leaving this good, but it seemed like he wanted this to look like this. But personally, I just think it needs to be faded better because you can definitely see this dip right here, and then it's just bald, you know. But then he didn't do it here, and then it goes like straight up here. Like this dude's definitely a barber. He uses a high quality camera and everything, but there needs to be some clipper overcomb here and some feathering here. And this is perfect. This dude perfectly lined up this back part. Perfectly. I mean, it kind of comes here. I'm sure if he combed that, it would look good. But if you see what I was saying on that other one, is you want the head to be clean, but you want it to be just as clean with the hair. So that's exactly what he did. That's great. This is great. I like the style and everything. I'm pretty sure this dude could do a mean scissor, because that seems like that's what he did with this. This is not clipper work. This is definitely scissor work. Alopecia. I'm glad somebody has sent a picture with alopecia. This is my feeling about alopecia. Alopecia is when you're born with a bald spot. Balded out. I don't know how he feels about that, but you're the barber. Let him know. Like, either make the direction of the fade this way, or just give him high fades all the time. But you know, this screams something. Somebody's gonna be like, yo, who cut your hair? They give you a bald spot, or they won't even talk to the person and just blame you for that bald spot. So you want to discuss that with your client. Other than that, this fade is okay. We can see a line here, but we don't see a line here. It's not consistent. The person obviously did this in some form of quadrants or dual or two ways or something, but you want to make sure you're as consistent. You pay attention to the entire head. The top of the head looks a bit messy. You can kind of use the same length and trim the hairs, or use no guard, freehand it like I was saying on the other haircuts. But other than that, this is clean on the side. And also you need to make it more transitional, because this looks like a block. Like this, you can almost say this whole entire thing is the same level, you know? And that's not what you want. You don't want that on your haircuts. You don't want that. If you like this video, definitely leave a message in the bottom, a like, a comment. We definitely like you guys over here. We are going to continue this series. Pay attention, tomorrow I'm going to be dropping my tutorial. So, you know, we're actually going strong. And then I won't be posting another video until Monday. Is it Monday? No, Sunday. No, Monday. Monday. I lied to you. Monday. So stay tuned for Monday. Hope you guys have a good weekend and happy holidays. I will be coming out with a short film. Let me know what you guys think about vlogging. I still don't know what I feel about it, but I'm practicing my camera work and different skills because, you know, why not? I want to be the best I can be. But, okay, guys. See you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.